Hello and welcome to SKRWT 1.5. Let's start by firing up the app. This is the brand new splash screen. From here you can access SKRWT, 4 points or mirror, our Instagram account, or by tapping the 3 buttons you come to a little bit more of an advanced menu. From here you can rate SKRWT, which is always appreciated, it really helps the project big time. You can re-watch our tutorials. Gallery only means that if you save an image, it's only going to be saved in a gallery and not in a SKRWT folder. By tapping it once, you allow the app to create an album for you, so you're always going to have nice and tidy all the images that you've edited in SKRWT are always going to be in a SKRWT folder. You can contact us, you can go to our website, or you can choose a language of all the beautiful language that we've localized the app already in. And at the bottom, this is a big thank you to all the people that have been working on this project throughout all the years. Without these, this wouldn't have been possible, so a big thank you here. So that's it for opening up and the menus. Let's start editing. So I figured out the easiest way to show you how to edit in SKRWT and 4 points and mirror is simply by editing. So I want to edit now an image in SKRWT. I tap on SKRWT, I tap on my album, and I got a nice selection of images here. If I tap once on it, I can see a preview. If I tap on the image again, this is a nice EXIF data which gives you resolution, size, the date, and everything you need to know about the image. You can swipe left and right to see the images next to it, or you can also tap the arrows. This is giving you no transition, so no animation. This is easier if you need to compare like images next to each other, because sometimes they're just fine little details that are different, and this is making it easier for you to decide what image to edit. Let's start with this one here. So I'm just gonna hit import. So from here, let's go through all the icons one by one. The first one is the reset. This one is resetting the image fully. So you've edited an image and you want to reset and restart, just fully reset. Or you can save and reset, so you can save the current state that you've edited and reset the image. So maybe you want a second candidate. So it's saving and resetting in one go. This is that one. The next one is the level. So the straightening tool, the level tool. So by swiping, you see the dial at the bottom. This is how you edit with these kind of filters. So you can rotate the image left and right. It's really fairly simple. Hope you can visually see it. The next one is the horizontal correction. This one is tilting the image horizontally. So you can see that the left side in this example, if I go to the plus sides, this one is coming forward, and also the other direction. Here it's the other side which is coming forward. Pay attention to the top, like this is straightening out the horizontal lines. Now press X to decline. And now let's stick a little bit to the vertical correction, because this one is the bread and butter filter. If you swipe, you can see that this one is correcting the keystone correction the best. It's coming from the top up, so you can see what is happening. If you zoom in, you can go into a little bit more of precise mode. By zooming in and swiping still at the dial at the bottom, you can go really fine-tuning and seeing if the grid, which is still visible, if it's lining up still properly. By double tapping, you can zoom in, zoom out, and now pay attention. Here's the dial that we've edited with. If I double tap the red line here at the middle, I am resetting the edited state. So I could go back. I don't like because it's too much. I want to restart from 0. Just double tap the red line and it goes to 0. Another way to edit is after swiping and you want to be a little bit more precise, you can just tap the sides and you can see just really tiny changes at the dial at the bottom. This is the high precision editing mode. So let's go back to 0 or decline, and we haven't done anything yet. The next one is the barrel distortion filter. Every phone and every lens, every optical device comes with a little bit of barrel distortion. So if I want to exaggerate it, I go to the Gopro filter. You can see this kind of belly. With this filter, you can easily edit it out. You got a dedicated algorithm for iPhones, wide angles, fisheyes, and even GoPros. So if I go to 18, I don't like it, I double tap. Or I go the other way around and also not just correct, but also create some kind of barrel distortion if this is something that you're interested in. We're still working and progressing with this filter, and the next update is going to be a big one for this one. So let's cancel here. And let's continue with the ratio one. This one is basically, as you can see, de-squeezing, widening, or stretching. So this is changing the ratio of the image. You can see how it is stretching pretty far. If I exaggerate, this is what's happening. It depends, maybe the composition is not fitting, or you just want to maximize your cutout or your crop. So this filter is really nice, and it's really powerful. Don't skip on it. Please don't skip on it. Please don't skip on it, yeah. And here you have got the mirror filter, which is just simply mirroring the image. Multiple taps, and you can mirror the image left to right, top to bottom. Depends on how you want it. This one is also very easy. This is rotating the image. So by 90 degrees, multiple taps, you go once all around. And the next one is the vignette filter. Depends on what lens you're shooting, what device, and what lighting conditions. You sometimes get darker or lighter corners. With this filter, you can lighten it up. Or if I go all the way, really darken it and making it more dramaful. It depends on what lens you shoot, if you really need this filter or not. It's up to you. Let's continue with the auto crop tool. If I tap it once, you won't see any big changes. That's because we have to edit first. So let's go to the vertical correction filter. Let's do our editing. Tap and hold for before after. This looks quite all right. Let's do a little bit of a rotation and some kind of barrel distortion with the iPhone filter. Here we go. This one is pretty straight already. It's pretty nice. And now if I switch off auto cropping, you see what's gonna happen. This is what SKRWT is doing all the time automatically. It's trying to calculate like the best crop for you. It's not always 100%. This is where you can switch it off and go full manual mode. So tapping it on, you can see the cropping that SKRWT does automatically, but obviously there's more information at the top. Tap it off, and now you've got the full image. And now the next one is linked to it. This is the high precision crop tool, which may be the nicest crop tool that there is on a mobile device. Let's go to the crop tool, and now you can select your image ratio. It's 2:3, 3:2. By multiple taps you can change it. Let's stick to the Instagram 4:5. So here we go. Now I can grab the corners. Green is indicating me that I'm still inside the boundaries of the image. If I exaggerate or if I go outside, it's going to be turning red. So I know that I'm always inside the image when I crop. You can move it really nicely to the edge, but obviously this is far out. I need to zoom in, and this is really cool. So you can zoom in, crop, really fine tune, swipe to the left, really fine tune here again, double tap. And if you need to move it, you can either way. Select the middle of the crop frame and just move it around. But this is now the cool part. You can also select 2 fingers and move it around. So when you're in the edited state and the plus is out of reach, you can zoom in, double tap, oh wait, and now you can just move it really nicely, really cut down the edge, really have a big control over the image and the crop. Let's accept it. This is what we've done. This is what we've cropped. This is the original image, and this is the crop and edit. So let's switch on auto cropping, or maybe even let's fully reset the image. Fully reset to 0, because the last 2 icons are gonna be the grid tool. So you can now switch and toggle through grids. We got the white one, fine. This one is a little bit more for the overview, so you can select the red, the green, and this more centered one depends on how much control you want over it. And you can see if I tap it, the grid disappears after a couple of seconds. If you want to see it all the time, just double tap with 2 fingers, and now it's always on. Double tap with 2 fingers, it's always off. So if you like in the main view, you want to quickly check it or like go through it, this won't be the best one, you can just switch it on, switch it off by tapping with 2 fingers. The next one is the merging. If I tap it once, you don't see anything, but if I tap on the correction filter again, see? Now pay attention, if I switch off auto cropping, this is what auto cropping does, it's cropping the image. If I now push merge, it's flattening the image. So this is now my new image. If I now switch off auto cropping, you see nothing is happening because SKRWT is actually like saving and re-importing the images, like flattening in Photoshop or other Pro Tools. So you can continue editing, or if a filter, for example, is not enough and you need to continue going and going and going, so you can flatten an image always and then continue editing with the state. Fully reset. Now if I edited the image with the vertical line, switch off auto cropping, and I now press, you can see that this is saving the image and re-importing it, and now I've got a little bit of a white border because there was no information that SKRWT is automatically making an image's white border, and I can now edit the full image here. Hope this makes it clear. And this is the first image of 2 that we're going to edit with SKRWT. And this is going to be our second image. I'm going to import into SKRWT. Now you can see a lot of lines are happening here. So I have to start somewhere. I'm going to fire up the vertical lines correction filter. Now I'm going to try to find a solution here. If you see, I'm going to align it to the right side, but if I'm going to the left, this one is not straight at all. So this tells me a little bit of rotation is going to be happening here. I go to -10, accept, and now go to the rotation tool. Just some kind of rotation. I try to even it out. I've edited hundreds of images, so I do have a good feeling for it. You'll develop too. 1.5 should be about right. Accept, and now go back into the vertical correction filter, because this is a non-destructive workflow and you can always go back and forth from your filters. And now let's see where we're at. Zoom in. This one looks quite nice, and the left side's just a tiny bit less. There we go. Double tap, before and after, just really subtle changes. Accept, and this is the global before and after. Like we've established in the last photo, every camera, every phone does have a little bit of a barrel distortion. I'm just gonna correct it, let's say half. This looks quite right. It's a small change, but it's really important to me. And it really helps out with the last not really straight lines. And I'd liked it to be a little bit taller, simply because it's so busy and I want it to feel even more majestic and even higher. So I go to the ratio tool and just elongate it a little. This is it for the editing. I'm happy with how it turned out. It's really straight, really nice. This is the before, this is the after, and from here we export the image. You can now send it to mirror. You can send it to 4 points, which are incorporated inside SKRWT. You can import a new image. And if I tap it, it's gonna fire up a new dialog, so you can import an image to SKRWT, mirror, or 4 points immediately from here. You can send it to Instagram to post it. You can save it to your gallery. If you tap 3 buttons, you can save it as a TIFF, as a PNG, or 100% JPEG. And replace, this is modifying the image inside your gallery, which can be reverted, send it to another app, or just import new image and continue editing. So now that's it for this image. Hope you've learned enough so you can start editing with SKRWT. Let's focus on mirror and 4 points, because there's a lot more to come.